why would a dog be handed over as if her life no longer mattered? That was the question hanging in the air the moment Gavi, later lovingly called Gaviota, arrived at the rescue. She didn't come in running or barking or even resisting. She arrived trembling, fragile, and painfully quiet, as if every movement required permission from the pain she carried inside. Her former owner claimed she had always been this way, as if suffering were her natural state. But the rescuers knew better. No soul is born broken like that. Something had happened. And now, everything depended on whether she would be given a second chance. At first glance, Gaviota was heartbreakingly thin. Her back legs did not respond at all. Her front legs and neck were stiff, as though her body had forgotten how to move freely. Any attempt to shift her position caused gentle shivers of discomfort to ripple through her small frame. Yet her eyes, those quiet, searching eyes, never stopped watching the people around her. Was she afraid, confused, or still hoping someone, somewhere, would finally help her? The team moved quickly, knowing that every hour mattered. Initial X-rays and blood tests ruled out broken bones and common infectious diseases. That news brought cautious relief, but also deeper uncertainty. If it wasn't structural damage, then what was stealing her ability to move? The first MRI ruled out skull fractures and serious cervical spine injuries, yet it hinted at possible internal bleeding. The answers were partial, frustrating, incomplete. Still, the doctors pressed on, adjusting treatment, easing her pain, stabilizing her condition, while continuing to search for the invisible enemy inside her body. As if her fragile nervous system weren't enough, new complications emerged. Gaviota developed anemia. Blood appeared in her bladder. For a terrifying moment, the possibility of a tumor loomed over the entire team. But then another scan brought a long-awaited breath of relief. No tumor. The bladder issue was linked to a urinary tract infection, a known risk for animals with limited mobility, and fortunately, one that could be treated. Slowly, with medication and around-the-clock care, that part of her struggle began to ease. One small victory at a time, hope quietly returned to the room. Then came the turning point no one expected. A repeat blood test revealed what earlier screenings had missed: Leishmania. The diagnosis changed everything. Suddenly, many of her mysterious neurological symptoms made sense. It was no longer just a question of injury. It was a complex disease affecting her entire system. The path forward became clearer, but also heavier. Treatment would be long, the outcome uncertain. And yet, somehow, Gaviota herself seemed to sense the shift. She began to eat with more interest. Her eyes brightened. She even managed to stand briefly, wobbling yet determined, as if announcing to the world, "I'm still here. I'm still fighting." Back at the rescue home, surrounded by familiar voices and gentle hands, Gaviota's spirit continued to grow stronger, even if her body lagged behind. She greeted her caregivers with soft tail movements. She responded to their touch with quiet trust. Every meal she finished, every calm sleep she enjoyed, felt like a quiet rebellion against the fate once being written for her. And though her back legs still did not regain sensation, she never stopped trying. Isn't that the truest definition of courage? Now all hopes rest on one final MRI, the decisive scan that may unlock the full truth behind her condition and guide the next phase of her treatment. The team prepares for every possibility, including the chance that Gaviota may live with long-term paralysis. But even that possibility does not feel like a defeat anymore. Because this time, she would not face it alone. With specialized care, physical therapy, and the fierce dedication of her rescuers, Gaviota's life can still be full of comfort, dignity, and joy. What makes her story extraordinary is not only the medicine or the machines, it's the connection that has grown quietly between Gaviota and the people who refused to give up on her. They celebrate her smallest progress as if it were a miracle. They speak to her as if she understands every word, because perhaps, in her own way, she does. And in her calm gaze, they often find something that feels like gratitude, or maybe it's trust, or maybe it's simply love. Today, Gaviota is no longer the trembling dog who arrived in silence. She is a symbol of patience, resilience, and the power of compassion in its purest form. Her journey is not over yet, but it is filled with purpose now, and the dream remains clear. One day, a family will look into her gentle eyes and choose her, not for perfection, but for the beautiful survival story written into her soul. If Gaviota's journey touched your heart, please share her story, leave a comment, and tell us how you feel. Every reaction helps these animals reach more people and brings them one step closer . to the homes they deserve. Together, we can turn rescue into hope, and hope into forever.